Well, it's a story of betrayal, a story of government agencies that are gobbling up millions of shillings in disaster funding but failing to live up to their billing. But just where does the buck stop? Stephen Letor finds out.
August 7, 2013. A huge fire engulfs Jomo Kenyatta International Airport's arrival unit. The emergency response is shambolic. What is described then as a farce, that such an important installation did not have a reliable emergency plan, will jolt President Kenyatta into action.
We have also overhauled our national disaster services, creating one coordinating agency to take charge during an incident such as this one.
And thus the National Disaster Management Unit was born. Government departments and international agencies came together to draw up the National Emergency Response Plan and standard operating procedures. The plan providing a clear leadership command for control and coordinated approach to disaster mitigation, prevention, preparedness, response and recovery. This will be the go-to guide in time of droughts, fires, floods, technological accidents, disease and epidemics. According to the plan establishing the National Disaster Management Unit, its roles will include coordinating disaster management, collection and dissemination of disaster information, establishing early warning systems as well as oversee emergency drills. Other roles include supervise county disaster officers, issue warnings, providing advice to citizens, hiring or procuring equipment for use during disaster operations. 4 years later, the floods disaster has hit the country. Cases of drowning, marooned and displaced Kenyans rising by the day. The unit, which is led by Francis Wanjohi as the director, is yet to show its worth. During the Huruma building tragedy, in which 40 people died, the unit rose to the occasion, with its former deputy director Pius Masai providing regular updates at the scene. He has since fallen out with senior officials who are said to have issued a gag order against him. The unit is yet to disseminate information regarding the raging floods as required by the disaster plan.
That the management of disaster response in our counties and by the national government itself has been the biggest disaster. And when they are meeting at the scene of the disaster, it is to argue, no, let my people are the ones with the capacity, wasting a lot of time where you could save lives.
The plan also sets out the roles of the National Disaster Operations Center, which had existed since 1998, shortly after the El Nino rains that swept parts of the country. Its roles include coordinating and controlling response efforts, acting as a command center and liaising with responsible ministries. The man at the helm, Colonel Charles Owino, now seen to be sleeping on the job.
There are people who have been under a river for almost 2 weeks. Nobody can handle that issue. It's because we are spread too thinly. It is time, and we must bite the bullet.
The two units fall under the Interior Ministry, which is under the leadership of Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i and Principal Secretary Karanja Kibicho. The ministry's roles are spelled out as liaising with international agencies, as well as providing security for affected victims and in areas hit by disaster. In a statement this evening, the ministry has denied claims of inaction, insisting the Disaster Operations Center has worked with county government to help those in need, carrying out area reconnaissance and coordinating the supply of relief. It could not, however, say how many people have so far been reached. A building like that under construction next to Parliament is a disaster in waiting, and at the moment there is no a proper, well-coordinated authority to preempt that disaster should the building collapse. Stephen Letor, Citizen TV, Nairobi.